3 nights ago, something started moving in his apartment. Not while he was asleep, not while he was distracted, only when he blinked. At first, it was small, almost unnoticeable. A chair slightly out of place, a door opened wider than he remembered. He told himself it was nothing, until he realized every time his eyes closed, even for a second, it got closer. Before we continue with this night story, we want to say thank you. Green Hour Voices continues to grow because of you. Every person who listens to this story, every likes, every comment, it's truly mean a lot to us. Even if you have been here for a while, or this is your first time listening, thank you for being here tonight. His name isn't important. What matters is that there was nothing unusual about him. Late 20s, works from home, quiet life, no history of sleep problems, no medication, no reason to question what he was seeing. His apartment was small. 1 bedroom, a narrow hallway connecting everything. At night, he preferred the lights low, just enough to see. He liked the silence. At least, he used to. The first time it happened, he didn't think much of it. He was sitting at his desk. He blinked, and the mug beside him was slightly closer to the edge. Not enough to fall, just enough to feel wrong. He stared at it, tried to remember if he had touched it. He hadn't. He blinked again. Nothing changed, so he let it go. But later that night, he noticed the bedroom door. It was open wider than before. He was sure of it. That's when he started paying attention, not to the room, to himself, to how often he blinked. He placed objects carefully, exactly where he could remember them. A pen, a book, the same mug. Then he sat back and stared. Seconds passed. Nothing moved. His eyes started to burn. Water formed at the edges. Still, nothing. Then he blinked, and the pen was no longer where it had been. It was closer. Not by much, but enough. He repeated it, again, and again, and every time, the same result. It didn't move while he was looking, only when he wasn't. That's when he saw it for the first time. Not clearly, not fully, just a shape standing in the hallway, too still to be a person, too present to be nothing. He froze. His eyes locked forward. He refused to blink. Seconds stretched. His vision began to blur. The shape didn't move, didn't breathe, didn't react. It just stood there, waiting. His eyes burned harder now, tears forming, his body begging him to close them, just once. He tried to hold it, but eventually he blinked, and when his eyes opened again, it was closer. Still in the hallway, but no longer at the end. He needed proof, something outside of himself. So he set up his phone, pointed it directly at the hallway, left it recording. Then he sat in the corner of the room, watching, trying not to blink. Minutes passed, then hours. When he finally checked the footage, at first nothing seemed wrong. The hallway was empty, still, unmoving. But then he noticed something. The timestamps. They skipped. Not randomly, but in short, consistent gaps. Fractions of seconds. The exact length of a blink. He replayed it, frame by frame, and every time the footage jumped, something had changed. Something had moved. But the camera never showed it happening. By the third night, he hadn't slept. His eyes were heavy, unstable. He sat on his bed, lights on, staring straight ahead. The shape was there again, closer now, just a few steps away. Still unclear, still silent. His vision trembled, his eyelids dropped. He forced them open. Again, but his body was giving in. Slower this time, longer. A blink he couldn't stop. And when his eyes opened, It was right in front of him, close enough to feel, close enough to know it had always been watching. He stopped recording after that, stopped testing it, stopped trying to understand. Now he keeps the lights on, sleeps in short moments, avoids mirrors, avoids silence. But he still blinks. He has to. And every time he does, he wonders if it's still there, or if it's already closer than he thinks. If something only moved when you blinked, how long do you think you could keep your eyes open? Be honest, how long could you last without blinking?